Here's your wrestling news for October 27th, 2021. And your headlines for today include: Toxic Attraction wins big by capturing all the gold at NXT 2.0 Halloween Havoc. WWE waiting on AEW before they confirm more dates for 2022 pay-per-view schedule. Huge update on future dates for WrestleMania 38, 39, and beyond. I need to be doing less matches. Bryan Danielson explains why he should take a break from wrestling. Third-generation superstar makes debut at NXT 2.0 Halloween Havoc. Former Intercontinental Champion claims to have victories over Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and The Rock, and more. We're kicking off today with NXT 2.0 as last night's Halloween Havoc was a huge night for Toxic Attraction. Starting off with the Scareway to Hell ladder match, it was Gigi Dolan and JC Jane who scored the first big win for the group, becoming the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Later in the night, Mandy Rose faced NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez, the biggest match in Rose's career since returning to NXT. A brutal no DQ match allowed Rose to show the darker character she debuted a few weeks back, but it was ultimately a hooded figure who made the difference, hitting Gonzalez with a shovel, and after a knee to the head, Mandy Rose became the new NXT Women's Champion. The hooded figure later revealed herself to be Dakota Kai, who many had expected to be called up in the recent draft, but instead, she'll be feuding with her former friend. As for Rose, this marks her first title in WWE, a win some fans may feel is long overdue, but Toxic Attraction is covered in gold after a historic Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc's main event saw a hellacious NXT Championship match, in which Tommaso Ciampa put Goldie on the line against Braun Breaker. The son of Rick Steiner, Breaker has received props backstage for not relying on his family name, and Braun certainly carved out his own image with last night's title match. Near the end of the match, Ciampa, who dressed as Kratos from God of War, DDT'd Breaker on the exposed concrete, legitimately busting Braun open, and all it took was a couple of knees and two fairy tale endings from the champ to retain his title. This match impressed the audience in attendance, as well as two-time former NXT champion Karrion Kross, who tweeted that a motivated killer is a psycho killer. We'll have to see what the future holds for Breaker, but odds are he's still a future NXT champion, even if Halloween Havoc didn't go as the second-generation superstar had hoped. With Halloween Havoc out of the way, NXT 2.0's attention now turns to next Tuesday's show, and the card is already taking shape. On the card, Johnny Gargano and his pseudo-son-in-law Dexter Lumis will face Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, after the latter pair failed to one-up Gargano and Lumis at Halloween Havoc. It's also been revealed that Lash Legend will have another Lashing Out with Tony D'Angelo as her guest. As of this time, these are the only two confirmed segments for next week's show, but we can expect plenty more to be announced after a huge Halloween Havoc this week. This week, WWE announced their 2022 pay-per-view schedule, as the company's return to touring shows no signs of slowing down. The schedule confirmed that most pay-per-view events will be on a Saturday next year, but WWE's September event will be on Saturday the 3rd or Sunday the 4th at a to-be-determined location. During Wrestling Observer Live, Bryan Alvarez explained WWE's reluctance to lock down any plans for September, as they want to see what the competition does first. Saturday, September 3rd, it says, or Sunday, September 4th pay-per-view at to-be-determined location. They're gonna figure out when and where AEW is running All Out, and they're booking a pay-per-view for that weekend. Both WWE and AEW have said they don't focus on the competition, but that isn't the case, and Vince McMahon is waiting for Tony Khan to make the first move when it comes to September 2022. WWE's 2022 pay-per-view schedule also confirmed that WrestleMania 38 will be a two-night event for the third year in a row. These two-night events have been popular, both with fans who struggle to sit through one 8-hour event, as well as the superstars, as many prefer the two-night setup. Details are still scarce about what the two-night WrestleMania 38 will look like, but on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that a special discounted price will be offered for fans who buy tickets for both nights. With 100,000 seats to fill each night, it makes sense that WWE would want to sell as many seats as possible, and Meltzer added that the plan is for all WrestleManias going forward to be two-night events. Two-night events have plenty of benefits, including more ticket sales, more merch money, and fans won't be burned out halfway through a show. and fans can expect plenty more two-night WrestleManias going forward. In the summer of 2020, Renee Young left WWE, bringing an end to her 7 years with the company. The first full-time female Raw commentator, Young was a history maker in WWE, but wouldn't have done so had things taken a different turn. Now going by her real name, Renee Paquette, the former WWE personality spoke to Ariel Helwani about her tenure, which nearly ended far earlier, as she explained, "Probably about 5 years ago, I had asked for my release from WWE and I wasn't granted it. I'm glad I wasn't granted my release because my resume wouldn't be what it is today if I had left during that point. I was just unhappy in the sense of knowing that I had more to offer. Then I was just doing backstage interviews." Paquette added that she would sit unused at tapings and felt like she was wasting her career, but was taken off guard when Kevin Dunn refused her request for a release. It's great that Renee's request wasn't granted, as she would go on to cultivate a fan base that has followed her post-WWE, one that wouldn't have been around had she not spent much longer in WWE establishing herself than she first intended. At AEW All Out 2021, Bryan Danielson made his debut just 4 months after his departure from WWE. Since then, Bryan has wrestled 6 times for the company, with 2 more matches already recorded at last Sunday's Dark tapings, and boasts a 7-1 record so far. Speaking to WEEI in Boston recently, Danielson discussed his AEW run so far and what he'd like to change about his run in the company. "I need to be doing less matches because I like to go hard. If you tell me, go a little bit lighter today, it's easy to say, but in practice, it doesn't work like that." Fans haven't forgotten that Bryan was forced to retire for 2 years because of injuries, and while it's always great to see Danielson compete, it does mean that there's a greater chance that he'll suffer another career-ending injury. One major perk of AEW's offer when Bryan left WWE was a lighter workload, something that the ex-superstar hasn't taken on board yet, but it's something that the 40-year-old father of 2 will have to think about eventually. Back to NXT 2.0's Halloween Havoc, as the show saw Grayson Waller serve as the host before LA Knight made his presence known. Just when Waller blamed Chucky on Knight's car issues, fans saw the debut of Solo Sikoa, who took out Knight with ease while Waller got out of the way. The younger brother of the Usos and cousin to the tribal chief Roman Reigns, Sikoa is being billed as a street fighter and certainly looked the part in his debut. As a member of the Bloodline, Sikoa could always be fast-tracked to the main rosters to join his brothers and the Universal Champion on SmackDown, but for now, he'll be a name to watch as part of the new roster on NXT 2.0. The Bloodline were thankfully kept together during the recent WWE draft, as both the Usos and Roman Reigns were all chosen by SmackDown. The same can't be said for many teams, as Veer and Shanky, Natalya and Tamina, Shotzi and Tegan Nox, and T-Bar and Mace were just some of the teams sent to different brands, and many of whom only learned of their splits thanks to social media. AJ Styles and Omos were considered for a split, but it was ultimately decided that Omos isn't ready for a singles push, but they're not the only team who had its defenders. Fightful Select reports that people within WWE pushed for several teams to remain together, but after all these suggestions, the only advice the company took on board was to keep the former Raw Tag Team Champions together. The report adds that superstars and tag teams asked WWE management what sense it made in drafting individuals instead of teams within a storyline perspective, but officials decided it wasn't that important. When asked if there were any plans to follow up on the split teams, a member of WWE's creative team said that this hasn't been decided just yet. On this week's Raw, T-Bar worked a singles match against US Champion Damian Priest, while a Coming Soon vignette aired for Veer, who's now split from Shanky and Jinder Mahal, and we'll have to see which newly single superstars shine after so many tag teams have been split up. In 2001, Lance Storm joined WWE as part of the Invasion storyline after making a name for himself in both WCW and ECW. Considered one of the most technically gifted superstars of his time, Storm would become a 1-time Intercontinental Champion and 4-time WWE Tag Team Champion, but supposedly has far bigger accolades than that. When a fan tweeted a question asking if anyone has ever beaten John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and The Rock, Storm claimed he had, saying he was 2-0 against Cena and holds a 2-1 record against the Beast. There's no record of any of these matches, but we expect they happened in OVW, WWE's developmental ground during the early 2000s, long before Cena or Lesnar came to TV. As for The Rock, Storm's win against the Great One can be confirmed, as he beat The Rock on the December 17, 2001 Raw, albeit via countout. Storm never won a world title in WWE, but he did have plenty of entertaining matches, and if the Canadian wrestler is to be believed, he holds a distinctive accolade that no other wrestler can lay claim to. And we're ending today with 7-time Women's Champion and Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, who is one of the most talented female wrestlers to come from Canada, and now she's looking for other talented individuals. On her Instagram account, the wrestling legend reveals that she will be a judge on Canada's Got Talent, and will be taking her place in the judge's chair in spring of 2022. Trish will join fellow Canadians Howie Mandel, Cardinal Offishall, and Lily Singh, with Lindsay L. serving as the host. Stratus's last match in WWE was at SummerSlam 2019, and she's kept busy away from the ring ever since, as her search for the Great White North's latest talented performer will kick off next year on the City TV channel in Canada. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.